Cubs baseball on ABC 7.
It is a picture-perfect Sunday afternoon in downtown Minneapolis. We're inside Target Field as ABC 7 brings you Chicago Cubs baseball. It's a rubber match today. The Cubs and the Twins in interleague play. Happy Father's Day to all the dads out there. Along with Jim DeShays, I'm Len Casper. Starlin Castro's had an up-and-down year, certainly defensively, but he's been Mr. Game-winning hit here these last 2 weekends.
Yeah, the nature of baseball. One day you're the GOAT, the next day you have a chance to be the hero, and that certainly was the case in the ball game yesterday. The Cubs have had a lot of late-inning magic this year, and Starlin Castro has been the chief wizard. 3 times he has delivered a walk-off wins for the Cubs. Very aggressive early yesterday. Jumped on a first-pitch fastball to get the job done with the bases loaded.
Cubs ended up adding a run in that inning. They win the game 4-1 in 10. Starlin Castro, a career .338 hitter in extra innings. I look at all of his splits, JD. There may not be that clutch stat that really fits, but his numbers don't suffer late.
No, they do not. He's able to kind of control things late under pressure situations. He's had some big hits, as we mentioned, this year. And just the timing of that was really nice, not only because he had a tough day the day before, but yesterday throughout the game, the Cubs had a lot of chances, didn't cash in. That would have been a tough game to lose.
All right, the defense was not good for the Cubs Friday, but yesterday they really came through.
Yeah, and it starts with the guy in the mound. John Lester was really good yesterday. Got some big double play balls, a couple of them, a lot of outs on the ground. There was a key double play there. And then late in the ball game, 8th inning, a deep drive to Fowler out in center. Buxton, one of the fastest guys in baseball, tries to advance on the tag. Fowler throws him out. David Ross, we've seen this before. Great pickoff. That also came in the 8th inning, and then initially called safe on the stolen base, but Addison Russell able to hold the tag. They get the out.
And an assist to the video guys for that one on the replay as well. When we come back, we'll talk about today's pitching matchup. Cubs and Twins coming up.
Life is a journey that often goes in directions we don't expect, but every journey happens one step at a time. Black Hawk College can help make your journey more successful with more than 140 certificate, career, and transfer options to choose from. Whether your next step is learning new skills, changing careers, or working towards a bachelor's degree, Black Hawk has the program that's right for you.
Take the next step in your journey.
Registration for summer and fall classes is going on now.
Call our advisors today or visit us online to get started. Black Hawk College was my next step. Make it yours.
Some of us see camping as one of life's greatest pleasures. From fishing to sleeping under the stars to hiking or even cooking outside. Using quality equipment makes sure every moment will be memorable and fun. At Blaine's Farm and Fleet, we understand. That's why we offer a huge selection of camping gear from top brands like Sun Dolphin, Camp Chef, Igloo, Buck Knives, Coleman, Frog Togs, Leatherman, and more. So make the great outdoors even more enjoyable with genuine value you can depend on. From Blaine's Farm and Fleet.
Monday, July 6th.
If you actually blink, you're going to miss it.
America's favorite magic show reappears.
Pretty great.
With an all-new season.
Penn and Teller, ladies and gentlemen.
You amazed us, but you did not fool us.
Penn and Teller Fool Us.
Season premiere July 6th on the Quad Cities CW.
We are the savage villains in fairy tales told to children. The family.
The Originals, Monday on the Quad Cities CW.
This fall,
Josh Chan?
a new CW series.
Josh!
That's not about Josh.
Dude, we should hang out. I haven't seen Josh yet.
What's the deal with you and Josh?
It's not about looking for Josh.
You know where he went, though? Because I'd love to,
It's not about obsessing over Josh.
You are obsessed with him.
It's definitely not about moving cross-country for Josh.
I did not move here because of Josh, because that would be crazy, and I am not crazy.
Crazy Ex-Girlfriend.
Series premiere this fall on the Quad Cities CW.
Chicago Cubs baseball on ABC 7 is being brought to you by Mercedes-Benz, located on the web at mbusa.com. By DeVry University, different on purpose. By American Family Insurance, insure carefully, dream fearlessly. By Jeep, come discover great deals during the Jeep Drive and Discover event. And by Southwest Airlines, book your low fare now at southwest.com. Great way to spend Father's Day here at the ballpark or watching Cubs baseball today. Cubs and Twins coming up. The Cubs 2-2 on this AL Central trip. Jake Arrieta getting ready for his start today. He's faced the Twins before, but the first time he'll pitch in this ballpark.
Yeah, 4 starts in his career against Minnesota. All came at Camden Yards in Baltimore, so first ever start here. And on the road, he's been awfully good this year, hasn't he? 4-1 with a 3.47 ERA. Looking to bounce back after a bit of a rough one last time out.
You might see some hitting and running today, especially with that guy at first, because you want to stay out of the double play. Kyle Gibson's a ground ball machine.
Yeah, he has been an extreme ground ball pitcher. He has not been particularly good of late, but in his home ballpark, 3-2 with a 284 earned run average.
These two teams don't match up a lot, but the Cubs are trying to win their first series in Minnesota since 2000. We'll have the lineups, the umpires, the first pitch, and all the action next.
Coming to River Bandits games. I love eating popcorn and watching baseball. And all those crazy, funny acts. But mostly, I like to play in the bounce house and ride cool rides like the Ferris wheel and the dropping twist. And if I do my chores, my dad even lets me stay up late and watch the fireworks.
Dylan, you missed the spot there.
Well, at least I don't have to clean the bathroom.
The River Bandits at Modern Woodman Park.
Where the fun never stops.
What's more American than a cheeseburger? This cheeseburger, loaded with a hot dog and potato chips. In the hands of all-American model Samantha Hoops. In a hot tub. In a pickup truck. Driven by an American bull rider. On an aircraft carrier. Under the gaze of Lady Liberty. As she admires the most American thick burger. With a split hot dog and kettle-cooked potato chips on a fresh-baked bun. New at Hardee's.
My challenge? I don't have time to go back to school to get the skills I need for a career.
My challenge? I have bills, so I can't quit my job to go back to school.
Feeling life's challenges? Brown Mackey College could be your solution. Pick up the phone right now and call 1-866-302-3013. Representatives in your area are standing by now. Find out how taking one course a month can prepare you for a career in the healthcare, business, technology, or legal fields. Why wait? Call Brown Mackey College right now at 1-866-302-3013.
Family Guy's been hacked.
What is this? What's going on?
And the family's freaking out.
What are we watching?
Every intimate detail.
Chris, our bath is ready.
I don't know what to do now.
Every embarrassing moment.
You know, Meg, I'd love to see you without your hat on. Okay.
Every compromising situation.
You look like garbage. What happened?
Tap into Family Guy. Viewer discretion advised.
Weekdays at 5:30 on the Quad Cities CW.
Performing our national anthem today, please welcome the Minnesota Youth Symphony. This high-definition broadcast is brought to you by Xfinity. Xfinity, your home for the most live sports.
Well, I think we need some keys to the game. They're brought to you by Mercedes Cruise Control. That refers to Jake Arrieta. He struggled with his control last time out. He walked 6, tying a career high. It was a very patient Cleveland club he faced. That is not the case with this group here in Minnesota. Last chance to make a first impression. Well, Kyle Schwarber so good over there in Cleveland. Has struggled a little bit here this weekend, but he's expected to be returned to Iowa after the ball game today, so hopefully he can make some noise here this afternoon.
Now let's check in on the Cubs lineup. It's brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Fowler, Rizzo's had a big series. Chris Bryant looking for his first hit of the weekend. Miguel Montero back in there behind the plate. Castro with the big game-winning hit yesterday in the 10th. It's Chris Coughlin in left. Chris DeNorfia is in right. Schwarber will be the DH. And Addison Russell, he's been hot his last 8. He'll hit 9th.
We'll look at the Twins defensively. It's brought to you by Nissan. You see an outfield alignment of Rosario, Buxton, and Hunter. There's about 20 years difference between the center fielder and the right fielder. That's kind of fun. Infield, Plouffe, Escobar, Dozier, Mauer. It's been a bit of a revolving situation at shortstop. The backup catcher, Chris Herman, gets the assignment today. And on the mound is 27-year-old right-hander Kyle Gibson. Big guy, 6'6", 210, former first-round pick. 4-5 this year. Very respectable 333 earned run average through 13 starts.
And our first pitch weather for today is brought to you by Four Seasons Heating and Air Conditioning. For all the right reasons, call 866-4 A little warmer, gorgeous. 82. Very little wind. Just a few wispy clouds above, but lots of blue skies. So Gibson facing the Cubs for the first time. And we're underway. And the umpires, led by Paul Schreiber behind the plate. Todd Titchener at first. The crew chief is Jim Reynolds at second. And Manny Gonzalez is over at third. Fowler has faced Gibson before. He's 3 for 4. And he's down 0-2.
And the Twins will go into their 2-strike deployment here for Fowler. They were taking away the bunt. Now with 2 strikes, they do not. You see the third baseman Plouffe moves over to the shortstop position. Everybody else on the right side of the infield. Gibson, a 4-pitch mix. Fastball, slider, curve, and change. Throws probably more 2-seamers than 4-seamers. That's why he has that high ground ball rate.
He's from Greenfield, Indiana, just east of Indianapolis. And a swing and a miss on a changeup to get Fowler.
And that's one thing he doesn't do much of is strike people out. He's got a very low strikeout rate, but that's a heck of a pitch there. That changeup diving out of the strike zone. 81 innings pitched coming into this start. Only 49 strikeouts.
Rizzo starting to heat up. 6 hits, 2 doubles, 3 homers in his last 4 games. And after a long offer that at one point reached 20 at bats. 1 ball, no strikes. Huge crowd once again today here at Target Field. Cubs trying to make this a winning road trip. And we want to thank Ron and Paula Coomer before we get too deep into the game for a great post-game party nearby J.D. Hoyt's near the ballpark. A lot of Cubs personnel on hand late Saturday afternoon and into the evening hours. It was fun.
Yeah, great chance to get together, talk with some of the Twins people as well. It's Coomer Palooza here this weekend in the cities.
Here's the 2-1 pitch. That one line into left center. It'll be cut off by Rosario, and Rizzo has a 1-out single.
A 2-seamer running away from him, so he's content just to line it the other way.
Now Chris Bryant 0 for 8 with a walk in the series.
He's going to do some damage today.
You've got that feeling, yeah? Last 6 games, just 5 hits. So
guys on the south side have that pick to click. That's kind of their thing. So
right.
We'll make him our selection for connection.
Hey, Hawk and Stoney will be in this very booth tomorrow night. I'm going to leave a post-it note.
Yeah.
Say hi to them, and I'll say, we gone.
We gone.
Short lead by Rizzo, and he just took off. That ball is bounced to first, and Maurer will step on the bag. So Rizzo at second with 2 outs.
Yeah, Joe Madden loves the hit and run play with a ground ball pitcher on the mound, and he'll do it with any hitter. Here's the Chris Bryant, middle of the order guy. Normally you don't play hit and run with this combination, but that appears to be what was going on there. Stay out of the double play, give Rizzo into scoring position, give Montero a chance to drive in the go-ahead run here.
The pitch to Montero is fouled away.
More than anything, this is a game of compromise when you think about it, and obviously when you play hit and run with the middle of the order guy, a power guy, you sacrifice, you're forcing him to offer out a pitch that might not be a good pitch to swing at.
Gibson went to the University of Missouri. He was a communications major. 22nd pick in the first round of the 09 draft. 0-2 now on Montero. Gibson was drafted out of high school in the 36th round by the Phillies, did not sign, wanted to go to college. And in 09 he was projected as a top 5 pick, but he suffered a badly timed stress fracture in his throwing arm shortly before the draft. That hurt his standing. In high school at Greenfield Central in Indiana, had a career 1.19 ERA and hit .439 as well. So good athlete. He's filled out a little bit. He was tall and skinny, 6'6", up to about 215 pounds now.
Yeah, they got some big dudes in this rotation. Trevor May yesterday, 6'5", 240. Phil Hughes worked the opener. He's a big guy.
1-2 on Montero. Cubs trying to strike here in the very first inning. Inside.
That one didn't miss by much.
Yeah, Montero and Rizzo, lefties, they've got that good quick move where they really try to sell hits off the plate in.
Jackknife. Last year was Gibson's first full year in the rotation. He was 13-12 with a 4.47 ERA, made 31 starts.
His numbers slightly misleading last year. Of those 31 starts, the first 3 times out, he won all of them and had a 0.93 earned run average. 10-12 with an ERA of almost 5 over his final 28. So got off to a sizzling start. Really slowing things down here with that man in scoring position. And here comes the 3-2 to Montero. Strike 3, got the inside that time to get the Cubs catcher. The Cubs strand 1. The Twins are coming up when we come back.
3 LA ladies could not get a date until a day came that would alter their fate.
They're looking at us. In LA, they look past us.
They crashed in a place unlike any they'd been, where age doesn't matter and who cares if you're thin.
In Cleveland, everybody seems to think they can pull off wearing shorts.
Yes, Cleveland had all that these women could seek, and there you will find them 5 nights a week.
I get disgusting gestures 10 times a day. It is fantastic.
Not in Cleveland.
A full hour, weekdays at 4 on the Quad Cities CW.
Suddenly, you find yourself trapped in a sea of car deals. Your best hope is Green Light, rescuing you with Green Family Hyundai's low monthly payments of $169 on a new 2016 Elantra. You just can't buy the wrong car at Green Family Hyundai. Green Light has what it takes with 0% for 66 months, $3,500 off all in-stock 2016 Elantras, and America's best warranty. Stay tuned next time for the next great Green Light savings adventure. Green Family Hyundai, you gotta go green.
Monday, July 6th.
If you actually blink, you're going to miss it.
America's favorite magic show reappears.
Pretty great.
With an all-new season.
Penn and Teller, ladies and gentlemen.
You amazed us, but you did not fool us.
Penn and Teller Fool Us. Season premiere July 6th on the Quad Cities CW.
We are the savage villains in fairy tales told to children. The family.
The Originals. Monday on the Quad Cities CW.
I used to have ambition.
That whole whatever vibe. I mean, what's with that?
I used to be passionate, inspired, alive.
You're not dead, you're undead. Big difference.
Now I'm a zombie. I'm hungry. Are you hungry?
Try to keep the faith alive. Better?
Much.
iZombie. Tuesday at 8 on the Quad Cities CW.
Well, at the moment, the Twins, through 68 games, are holding down the second wild card spot in the American League. Their lineup, brought to you by Southwest Airlines, features Dozier, Rosario, and Mauer at the top. Plouffe, Hunter, Nunez, the DH in the middle. First chance we've had to see Chris Herman in this series. Escobar, the shortstops, had a nice weekend, and Buxton, the rookie, will hit ninth. And here's the veteran righty, Jake Arrieta, against Brian Dozier. Strike one on the outside.
Well, let's take a look at the numbers on Jake. 6-5 through 13 starts with a .340 earned run average. League bats .242 against him. Really tough on left-handed hitters. Bunch of strikeouts. And that last start notwithstanding, doesn't walk many. 6 walks in that last start, as we mentioned, tying a career high. His previous 8 starts, he had walked 8 total. So that was definitely an outlier last time out.
Dozier had 2 hits, scored twice Friday, 0 for 5 in game 2.
Paul Molitor was a bit of a dilemma on his hands with Dozier because he's probably their most productive hitter and would be a real good fit in the middle of the batting order. And he likes him at the top, and he's been very good there as well.
That one raked into left. He hit that one right on the screws for a leadoff single.
Let's take a look at the Cubs defensively on this fine Minneapolis afternoon. It's brought to you by Toyota. Coughlin, Fowler, Denorfia patrol the big outfield here. Bryant Castro, Russell Rizzo, third to first. Miguel Montero behind the plate. And the big righty, Jake Arrieta, out there on the mound and to solve this Twins lineup.
Now Rosario, he's playing left. Much better at home, small sample size, but 379 here, 185 on the road.
Twins do not run a lot, but they have been fairly aggressive in this series. And Arrieta, like Gibson, gets a lot of outs on the ground. He also gets a lot of swings and misses, so that's the tough part for Molitor. You know, if you start base runners, you run the risk of a swing and miss and a throw out on a stolen base attempt. Dozier runs pretty well. He's 5 out of 7 in the stolen base department.
Sprayed foul off to the left, out of play. It's 0-2. Rosario became the 109th player in Major League history to hit a home run in his first career plate appearance. It was a first pitch home run off Scott Kazmir of the A's back in May. That's why you bring your glove to the ballpark.
In traffic. A lot of Cub fans here.
Knocked down by Montero. There is not a lot of room behind home plate, so anything that gets past the catcher, if you get a good carom, got a shot to throw somebody out. And put the fans right on top of the action here.
And they had a pretty small footprint with which to work with in building this stadium, and they've done a really nice job fitting it in. He was leaning. The seats are kind of pushed towards the field as more vertical, and there you see Dozier with a little bit of a lean towards second base before scrambling back.
Now, baseball has largely been at the major league level an urban game, and I like the small footprint and having to make it more intimate. Obviously Wrigley Field, Fenway Park fit that mold. AT&T Park in San Francisco, and They got it right here in downtown Minneapolis. If you build a Major League Park, JD, down the road, force yourself to do it on a small footprint. Okay. Just keep that in mind. Runner goes and fouled away.
Hey, you know, when we were kids, I don't know if kids do it anymore. They used to have these erector sets.
Yeah.
And you'll snap pieces together and build. They had to do that for baseball stadiums.
I would love that. Mauer on deck. That ball toward the middle. They're going to turn to Russell, to Castro, to Rizzo.
Pretty double play. Short arm flip there from Russell to Castro. Rosario looked to me like he had started to belly out as he went down the first baseline, assuming that that ball was going to get through to center field. Yeah, see the angle with which he's coming back to the base?
Yep.
Thought he had himself a knock. He's just kind of cruising there. Play the whole game.
And it was Rosario who made the heads-up base running play on Friday night. Went from third to home as Castro wasn't watching. One strike on Mauer. He has walked 5 times in his last 6 plate appearances in this series, including 3 times yesterday. Maybe the play of the game, though, was his attempted steal in the bottom of the 9th. He came off the bag as Russell held the tag. Originally, he was called safe. Cubs challenged. They got the out. That would have been runner at second, winning run at second, with nobody out in the 9th. That helped out Jason Mott. And kudos to the Cubs video crew. Now Masimoto, Nate Holm, Henry Blanco. I was in the war room today just kind of watching how they do their thing. And we probably don't mention those guys enough. Tommy Hotovy does a great job with the advanced scouting reports. They're in the traveling party, and they're a really important part of this thing. And that game yesterday maybe came down to an inch. Mauer came off the bag. Here's the 2-2 outside for a ball. Usually Davey Martinez, on any close play, he gets on the phone, he's calling the video room, and he did yesterday, and pretty quickly they found that angle and did the freeze frame and said he's out.
The situation too, I mean, anywhere close you would want to take a look at it.
Driven the other way, left field corner. It's twisting, and it's going to bang off the wall. Mauer will slide in safely at second with a double. He's had a good weekend.
And the numbers overall for Mauer are not very Mauer-like. Lifetime 320-ish hitter. Significantly less than that this year. The power numbers have been down over the last few years. Showing signs of life, having very good at-bats throughout this weekend series.
Now Trevor Plouffe knocked in 4 Friday night. Yesterday 0 for 4 and hit into a couple of double plays. He is the all-time home run leader in this ballpark with 43. It's only been open since 2010. Two balls, no strikes.
And it was part of the problem for Jake last time out, working behind the Cleveland hitters. He typically throws strike one a high percentage of the time. He did not in his start against the Indians. And they showed great discipline, worked the walks. That Cleveland team has walked more than any team in baseball. This team is below average in that department. That was a strike. Above average pitch, too. Right? A little heater down around the knees. Let's look at our Xfinity pitch tracks. A little cutting action, perfectly placed.
Lined and caught by the 6'5", or 6'6" Chris Bryant, hitting on the day.
Family Guy's been hacked.
What is this? What's going on?
And the family's freaking out.
What are we watching?
Every intimate detail.
Chris, our bath is ready.
I don't know what to do now.
Every embarrassing moment.
You know, Meg, I'd love to see you without your hat on. Okay.
Every compromising situation.
You look like garbage. What happened?
Tap into Family Guy. Viewer discretion advised.
Weekdays at 5:30 on the Quad Cities CW.
Uncle Bill's Pizza is now delivering and still making pizza from scratch. Hand-tossed dough topped with homemade sauce, freshly grated cheese, and hand-ground sausage. Try the big 5-pound garden pizza. That's 5 pounds of sausage, pepperoni, mushroom, green peppers, onions, and cheese all baked to perfection. Uncle Bill's Pizza East and West now delivering from both locations in Davenport. Or stop by and pick one up. Stop going to the same old place. Call Uncle Bill's today. I love Uncle Bill's Pizza.
My name is Ashley Steinbeck. I am a medical assisting graduate from Kaplan University. The accelerated program was very nice. It took me 18 months to complete. A lot of my instructors were very helpful. Instead of just showing me, they let me do it all hands-on. And having that degree, I know that I will have a great future.
Kaplan University's medical assisting degree is accredited by KHEP. It provides the skills you need to prepare to become a certified medical assistant. To learn more, visit exploreku.com.
3 LA ladies could not get a date until a day came that would alter their fate.
They're looking at us. In LA, they look past us.
They crashed in a place unlike any they've been, where age doesn't matter and who cares if you're thin.
In Cleveland, everybody seems to think they can pull off wearing shorts.
Yes, Cleveland had all that these women could seek, and there you will find them 5 nights a week.
I get disgusting gestures 10 times a day. It is fantastic.
In Cleveland.
A full hour, weekdays at 4 on the Quad Cities CW.
Chicago Cubs baseball on ABC 7 has been brought to you by and is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Book your low fare now at southwest.com. Second inning, 3 hits combined, but no runs to this point. And the guy who had the game-winning hit, 2-run single in the 10th yesterday, Starlin Castro. Swing and a miss, 1-1.
Starlin 2 out of 5 in the ball game yesterday. He was 0-4 on Friday, but hit the ball hard, deep to the outfield. 1 to center, 1 to right on a couple of occasions. That's usually a good sign. That flail he took for strike 1 at that slider, that's not what you want to see from Starlin.
Trying to regroup here. And the pitch. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
So we mentioned Gibson has a very low strikeout rate. Just like 14% of the batters he's faced. And that's well below major league average. But he certainly has good enough stuff. He'll max out at 95 with that heater. We see him comfortably 92, 93 here. Good action on the slider. He threw a real good changeup to Fowler in the first. Nice change up there that Castro spoiled. So maybe more of just a philosophy of pitching to contact. It's always been kind of the mantra here in Minnesota. You know, get the boys off the field. Work quickly, throw a lot of strikes, pitch to contact.
Sinker is bounced softly to third. It'll be an infield hit as Plouffe could not make the barehanded play.
It's just a reaction play for a third baseman as to whether to try to glove it or go with the bare hand. He opts for the bare hand. Comes up empty. Castro gets a cheap knock, but he'll take it. The Plouffe is in the pudding.
You've been waiting to say that all weekend. Chris Coughlin with his 131st consecutive game. He has the longest current games played streak in the major leagues. Joe Madden called him the new Iron Horse, referring to Lou Gehrig's moniker. Do this times 20 and get back to us, I guess. See a lot of light blue wristbands on the field and in the dugouts today. Major League Baseball raising awareness of prostate cancer and research in the fight against it.
Yeah, that's been going on for a number of years now in Major League Baseball, around and including Father's Day. So happy birthday to all you fathers out there. Can't resist paying homage to Ralph Kiner.
Slide step, and Coughlin fouls away.
A stolen base is going to be tough to come by with that approach by Gibson. He's awfully quick, so more likely to see hit and run than straight steal.
By the way, I wanted to pay off this note. I mentioned Trevor Plouffe as the target field record for home runs. Any guess on the Metrodome record holder for home runs?
I'll go with Kent Herbeck.
You are correct. He hit 156 in the Dome.
Killebrew has to be Metropolitan Stadium, right?
I would imagine so. I'd have to look it up.
Twins have been playing here in Minnesota since 1961. Calvin Griffith moved them here from Washington. They had a long history of professional baseball, minor league baseball here, both in Minneapolis and St. Paul, in the American Association. And back in the day, they used to play, those two minor league teams would play each other 20-some times a year. Very heated rivalry.
The Twins played at the Met 1961 to 1981.
It's where the Mall of America is now.
One and two on Coughlin. Castro's at first. Nobody out here in the second. In on the hands, and he fights it off.
Chris Herman, the backup catcher, is doing the catching today. He throws quite well. So that further complicates the potential stolen base for the Cubs.
It'll be backhanded by Plouffe. He's got nowhere to throw it. So both balls have been hit softly toward the left side. Plouffe has fielded one of those. Could not successfully get Castro's ball. They both end up being infield hits. And the Cubs have something cooking here as they near the bottom of the order.
Kyle Gibson say, hey, somebody hit a line drive at somebody, would you?
That will bring up Chris DeNorfia, the right fielder. And yes, Harmon Killebrew, 246 home runs at Metropolitan Stadium. All-time leader. The last home run in that ballpark was hit by a current big league manager, Clint Hurdle. Then of the Kansas City Royals. Dale Long hit the first one. Bunted. Foul up along third.
We'll stay with you. Got a couple infield hits. You might as well drop a bunt down. Just go straight to Roberta Flack here. Kill him softly. Bunt a blooper and you score 2.
Kyle Schwarber is on deck. One and one.
Yes. I guess rule number 1 for a bunter when you're up there in a sacrifice situation, make sure you get a strike. And this is all about Gibson being a ground ball guy and Denorfia throughout his career being a guy who hits the ball on the ground a lot. So Madden trying to stay out of the double play here.
Picked up by Herman, and he'll get the out at first. Second and third for Schwarber. And it'll go 2-3 on the sacrifice.
Beautiful bunt by Denorfia. So without the ball leaving the infield, the Cubs have runners on second and third for Schwarber. This is an American League play. That bunt in that situation in the National League with your pitcher hitting, you probably don't bunt there. With your pitcher coming, down near the bottom of the batting order.
Right.
It's easier for the other manager to work around that situation.
So Schwarber will try to go out with a bang here before he heads off to AAA. First 2 starts in Cleveland, 6 for 9 with a triple and a home run. His last 2 starts in this park, 1 for 8 with 4 strikeouts.
The one was just a little squibber off the end of the bat infield hit. He's seen a lot of elevated fastball, so no surprise to see Gibson try that high heater. He got a little jumpy yesterday, did Kyle, chasing that high fastball.
Good take. Now in the driver's seat, 2-0. And we'll see if Gibson gives him anything to hit here with first base open. Russell on deck.
Respect for the youngster.
Cubs had 0 chances.
They're going to go ahead and put
Friday.
him on now.
Yep. So here comes ball 4. Not the book, the pitch. That'd be a good Father's Day gift, right?
Yes, it would. Yeah. Hey, Cub fans, let's go. Here's another good Father's Day gift. Tickets. The Cubs are heating up. So is the weather. Make plans to enjoy a game at beautiful Wrigley Field. Back home tomorrow. It's just a 4-game homestand. The Dodgers are in town. That's always entertaining. Tickets are still available, so visit Cubs.com. Do it now. Forgot Dad. Buy some tickets right now. It's Dad. I've had these for months. Better than a garden hose.
Three on, 1 out, and the pitch to Russell. Ball 1, and he held up. The Cubs have not hit a ball out of the infield here in the second. Great tag by Russell on Mauer in that play we showed you earlier. Infielders have really been instructed really all around baseball keep the glove on the body through the play because of replay now. Two and one.
Speaking with Joe Madden and Brandon Hyde and some of the other Cubs coaches, they've really been impressed with Russell's evolution here early in his career. He's much calmer now, much more comfortable. You can see it in his body language, the way he plays in the field. I mean, I've always thought he looked that way, but down there at field level, I say even more so now.
Infield fly rule in effect as Dozier makes a catch, 2 outs. Big one for Gibson. And Fowler will bat with 2 down. Well, Trevor May made some big pitches in spots like this yesterday, didn't he?
Yeah, I was just thinking that, well, you know, John Lester was really in complete command of his ball game yesterday. May was working in and out of trouble. The Cubs left 7 men on base in the 3rd through the 6th inning, including the bases loaded in the 6th. He was awfully good yesterday.
6 1/3 and 1 run allowed by Lester and a no decision. Swing and a miss by Fowler. And by the way, Dexter had a hit taken away after the game yesterday. It was a ball he hit to Dozier in the 10th inning. Originally called an infield single. They changed that to an error. All it did is make 2 of the 3 runs charged to Blaine Boyer unearned. And it hurt Dexter's batting average, but the Cubs still won the game 4-1. That was not affected. He's trying to come up with a big 2-out hit. A 1-1 pitch up and in, nearly clipped him.
See Gibson's game plan with Fowler here. Hard stuff up and in, changeups down and away. Struck him out with a changeup last time. Started him with one here in this at bat.
He done it. That's going to go right to the shortstop. Escobar may have been slightly deflected by Gibson. The Cubs leave him loaded.
Year after year after year, Ford F-Series delivers outstanding toughness, capability, and efficiency. Construction, farming, forestry. F-Series is #1 in every hard-working industry out there. Not just this year or last year. Since Puka Shells and Disco, Ford F-150, Ford Super Duty, America's #1 trucks for 38 straight years.
Now lease a 2015 F-150 with EcoBoost for only $319 a month.
Nursing career to the next level. Visit upgrade.kaplan.edu.
Discover marvels on the Mississippi River in the Quad Cities.
We support tourism and the Quad Cities Convention and Visitors Bureau.
Let's check out the Ford upcoming Cubs schedule. The next 4 will be at home. And then we're right back to the road in St. Louis and New York. We remain scoreless. Cubs had a pretty good chance to get on the board first in the top of the second, but Kyle Gibson worked his way out of it. If you don't know the statue, that was Mary Tyler Moore, downtown Minneapolis. I wanted to take a selfie with that statue, but there were a lot of people hanging out down there. And I just
to do that very thing.
Yeah.
Suddenly, it's all worthwhile. You could do a little montage. You could get a picture with Mary Tyler Moore here with the Fonz in Milwaukee.
I like that
so far.
Maybe the waterfall in Cincinnati.
WKRP,
right?
yeah.
Arrieta off the mound to get Torrey Hunter for the out. We'll find Willis and Arnold Coleman's penthouse in Upper East Side in New York next week.
There should be a Kramer statue somewhere, you would think. Manhattan.
Did I say Arnold and Willis Coleman? It's Gary Coleman. Arnold and Willis Drummond, I believe. Right? They're
the Drummonds, yeah.
Oh, I guess their last name was Jackson. It was Mr. Drummond.
Mr. Drummond.
Okay. Didn't do my different strokes research before today. Strike called on Eduardo Nunez. Hit on both hands on a pitch on which he swung on Friday. Pretty sore. Stayed in the game. No major damage. Pulled his hand away on that sinking fastball that actually ended up in the zone. No balls, 2 strikes. Hit pretty well, but caught by Fowler.
I say it time and time again, but it bears repeating. Sometimes as a starting pitcher, you just need a little good fortune early. And that was the case with Jake in the first. He gave up some very hard contact. Dozier line drive single, Maurer at the outfield double, but they got a double play, and then Plouffe lined out to third. But came out of it unscathed, and sometimes that's all it takes to set a pitcher on his way.
Yep. You want to avoid being scathed.
Yep. Don't get scathed and come back. Now you're a little more comfortable back on that mound for the second inning. You found your release point. Into the flow of the game.
Chris Herman, left-handed hitting backup catcher. Can play the corner outfield spots as well. From Tomball, Texas, up to Alvin Community College and the University of Miami. Played some third outfield, caught at Alvin, and then mostly an outfielder in DH at Miami. Laid off the backdoor curveball, and it's 1-2. Once again, happy Father's Day to all the dads out there. Got a lot of notes on sending out happy Father's Day wishes. We wish we could send all of them out personally today. But we'll just do the blanket Happy Dad's Day. No score from Minneapolis. We'll see Rizzo in the third.
New perspectives lead to new perceptions. Like the one you get behind the wheel of the all-new Chrysler 200. With its unrivaled craftsmanship and superior fuel efficiency, you won't look at sedans the same way again. One drive and you'll discover why the Chrysler 200's popularity is growing faster than any sedan in its segment. Join us now during the Chrysler Drive and Discover event.
Right now, get $3,000 combined cash allowance, plus an additional $500 bonus cash on the 2015 Chrysler 200.
Hello? What are you doing way out here?
Nothing. I can't even post a selfie.
Ouch. What are you doing?
Streaming music videos.
You got US Cellular, right?
Yep.
And you don't.
What's your point?
Well, U.S. Cellular would have you streaming videos or calling someone with a ladder right now. Oh, bump it up. With U.S. Cellular, now the middle of nowhere is the middle of anywhere.
This fall,
Josh Chan?
a new CW series.
Josh!
That's not about Josh.
Dude, we should hang out. I haven't seen Josh yet.
What's the deal with you and Josh? It's not about looking for Josh.
You know where he went, though? Because I'd love to,
It's not about obsessing over Josh.
You are obsessed with him.
It's definitely not about moving cross-country for Josh.
I did not move here because of Josh, because that would be crazy, and I am not crazy.
Crazy Ex-Girlfriend.
Series premiere this fall on the Quad Cities CW.
3 LA ladies could not get a date till they crashed in a place that would alter their fate.
Cleveland!
Yes, Cleveland had all that these women could seek, and there you will find them 5 nights a week.
I get disgusting gestures 10 times a day. It is fantastic.
Not in Cleveland.
Weekdays at 4 on the Quad Cities CW.
Seinfeld.
Weeknights at 10 on the Quad Cities CW.
It's gotta be Family Feud.
Weeknights at 6 on the Quad Cities CW.
Chicago Cubs baseball on ABC 7 is brought to you by Mercedes-Benz. Check out our exciting model lineup by visiting your local authorized Mercedes-Benz dealer or visit us today at MBUSA.com. Gibson to Rizzo on a rollover grounder foul past first. No score, 3rd inning. Kyle Gibson facing the Cubs for the first time. He grew up a Cincinnati Reds fan in Indiana. I mentioned he's from the Indianapolis area. That was until Jake Fox got drafted by the Cubs in 2003. They were close friends growing up, so he decided, you know what? I'm not a Reds fan anymore. I'm a Cubs fan. One and 2 on Rizzo. We'll see Bryant and Montero as well. Anthony singled in the 1st inning.
So far, very good fastball command for Gibson, picking away at both sides of the plate.
Yeah, the Twins feel pretty good about their rotation right now. And Irvin Santana should be back in early July, right around the 5th from his 80-game suspension. Ricky Nolasco is on the DL. So they're going to have a good problem, which is too many starters. I was talking with Hall of Famer Bert Blyleven before the game, their longtime TV analyst. He said, or we could just go to a 7-man rotation.
Why not? Bert spent some time pitching in the days of the 4-man rotation. Said he loved it.
Yeah, he said if I had a short day or low pitch count, I would throw batting practice between starts.
Yeah, that was not uncommon back in the day. I remember talking to Nolan Ryan about that. He used to throw BP between starts and really thought he benefited from, seeing hitters and being able to throw live BP in between starts.
And a leadoff walk to Rizzo.
Don't forget to check out the Cubs blog on ABC7.com, brought to you by Jeff Vukovich, your local nationwide agent, serving the area for 37 years. To join the nation, contact Jeff at jeffvuk.com. Nationwide is on your side.
Well, the day after Max Scherzer no-hit the Pittsburgh Pirates and nearly had a perfect game. The Nationals are drubbing the Pirates 9-0. Charlie Morton getting knocked around today.
Harper went deep again.
Morton did not get out of the 1st inning. 8 hits, 9 runs, ballooning his ERA to almost 4. Went in at 162. It's now at 397. Ouch. As a former starter, does that just hurt your heart to hear that?
Absolutely.
Give you a chest tightness?
Yeah. Oh, man. Now he's got so much work to get it back down. 2/3 of an inning, 8 hits, 9 earnings. A couple of long ones. Jeez.
Jose Tabata is in the Pirates lineup, and sounded like he was booed and booed and booed some more by the Nationals fans after he got hit by that slider off the plate inside. So people thought he leaned into it.
They're partisans. I understand their disappointment. I don't think it was a bad play.
I would say most people, at least on Twitter, who responded to me, and I said, why is Jose Tabata beholden to Max Scherzer? They said that was classless. It was cheating. It should never happen.
No,
I disagree. As Scherzer then did complete the no-no.
You know, you see a lot of guys when they take a pitch do that. They kind of dip with the pitch. And I've seen much more blatant sticking their arm out there to draw a hit by pitch than that.
Bryant strikes out.
I mean, we were watching it on your phone over there at Palooza, and we were disappointed that Tabata got hit by the pitch. We wanted to see the perfect game, but I don't think it was a Bush League play at all. If it was indeed a play, I mean, I think to me, he let it hit him more than he took an active move to go get that ball.
Yeah, I thought that was a pretty easy call, but. Montero hits it foul. Well, Scherzer, a one-hitter, one walk, 16 strikeouts in his previous start. I mean, this is Johnny Vandermeer territory in terms of, back-to-back starts, all-time kind of stuff.
Oh yeah, maybe more impressive than Vandermeer actually. 57 batters faced, 54 retired, 26 by strikeout.
A-Rod having a big weekend, including a couple of days ago his 3,000th hit on a home run. And didn't Scherzer shake off to get to that pitch?
I think a couple times.
He did. Yeah.
And he even said in his press conference afterwards he wasn't really upset with Tabata. He said, I just didn't finish the pitch. It backed up on me.
I'm just glad it didn't kind of ruin the whole day and he gave up a hit after that. Still had the no-hitter. Cannot forget that. Similar, I guess, to Milt Pappas in 1972. 3-2 pitch, ball 4, and then got the next guy. So no perfect game, but he did get the no-no. Two and one on Montero. Three and one now.
Here's a count on what you want to do. Damage, obviously, 3 ball 1 strike. You got to be careful though. If you get a little greedy and you try to pull a two-seamer down and away, that could be the double play ball that Gibbs is looking for. So look middle in. If you don't get it, take it. He liked it. Had a good hack. Now decision time for the Cubs to start or not start Rizzo on 3-2 here.
Gibson has a sign from his catcher Herman. There goes Rizzo, and that ball is lined out into right center, and Rizzo will make the move to third. He'll stop there, and the Cubs are threatening once again at the corners with 1 out.
Good at bat by Montero. Takes his 3-2 fastball, rifles a line drive into right center field. Rizzo on the move. Settles in at third.
Yeah, we mentioned it in the open, and I just took a look at some numbers for Starlin. First of all, this season, courtesy of the Cubs game notes, 4 for 10 with the bases loaded. Drives that ball the other way. Hunter will make the catch, but Rizzo's going to tag and score. So a go-ahead RBI, sac fly, and it's 1-0. You can hear the Cub fans here in Minneapolis. Starlin, 300 close and late, 318 seventh and later. And you take that stuff for what it's worth. Small sample size this year, but I looked at his career splits, and his numbers stay pretty much the same in terms of his batting average. Late in ball games, 338 in extra innings. I don't really believe in clutch hitting necessarily, or clutch hitter. But I do think, and we've discussed this on and off the air over the years, I think the choke thing is probably a bigger deal than clutch, in that guys let the situation get to them, and I don't believe Starlin is that type of hitter.
No, well, I think because he hits balls all over the strike zone. I mean, he's a free swinger, and he'll hit pitches down and in, up and away. So, you know, he takes the same approach regardless of the situation. And he'll hit balls, you know, even so if they're in a situation where they're pitching him a little cautiously. And that really wasn't the case yesterday with the bases loaded. But you know, he'll take that fastball in a little bit and flip it over the shortstop's head. The slider off the plate, he'll punch it into shallow right field.
Two and one to Coughlin. So, yeah, I mean, certainly right now, game on the line. Castro at the plate. You like your chances. 3 game winners these last 2 weekends. Game tying home run against Johnny Cueto. Go ahead sac fly here today. And let's give his teammates credit too, JD, because where he has been in the lineup has been behind a lot of guys who've been getting on base too. So it's all connected. The 3-1 pitch. Strike 2. Coughlin didn't think so.
Let's look at our Xfinity pitch tracks. Did it get the corner? No, it was wide.
Good frame job though by Herman. He bought his battery made a strike. Montero runs on the 3-2, and that one dribbled right back to the pitcher to end the inning. Walk, single, sac, fly. Cubs lead 1-0 in the third.
Grab your friends and head over to Pints to watch any of your favorite sports teams. From college to professional sports, we've got you covered on any of our 11 TVs at Pints. Full-service bar and 20 beers on tap. Cheer on your team at Pints. Stop by Pints on Utica Ridge Road.
Year after year after year, Ford F-Series delivers outstanding toughness, capability, and efficiency. Construction, farming, forestry. F-Series is #1 in every hard-working industry out there. Not just this year or last year. Since Puka Shells and Disco, Ford F-150, Ford Super Duty, America's #1 trucks for 38 straight years.
Now lease a 2015 F-150 with EcoBoost for only $319 a month.
It was a fluke medical accident. I'm a virgin, and now a pregnant virgin.
A pregnant virgin?
I'm all about embracing change.
I believe in you almost as much as I believe in myself.
Everything has changed for you.
You're in this together. I love you.
Hey, come on, last cookie. I'm pregnant over here.
Jane the Virgin. Monday at 8 on the Quad Cities CW.
Come on. Woo. Not even a hint? Nope. In the morning.
I just have to say, I think you two put the super.
Family Guy's been hacked. What are we watching? Every intimate detail.
Chris, our bath is ready.
I don't know what to do now.
Every embarrassing moment. You know, Meg, I'd love to see you without your hat on. Okay.
Tap into Family Guy. Weekdays at 5:30 on the Quad Cities CW. The Simpsons. Weekdays at 5 on the Quad Cities CW.
Watch Chicago's #1 news, ABC 7 Eyewitness News in the morning. Weekdays 4:30 to 7 a.m. with Judy Sue and Terrell Brown.
Beautiful day to wrap up the trip here in Minneapolis. Cubs holding a 1-0 lead on 4 hits through 3. And Jake Arrieta facing 8, 9, and 1. He banged off the mask of Montero. He says, I'm fine. Escobar, switch hitter. Over but low, 2-1.
Yeah, I think Montero takes a certain amount of pride in the number of dings you get as a catcher back there. There's some guys who's, it's like every time they get with a foul tip, it's a very dramatic moment. He's like, let's go, play on. I don't want any pity. So if he does take a little extra time, you know he's really hurting.
Lazy fly out to Coughlin. The Budweiser bleachers have made their debut. The enhanced bleachers have a new look and feel with additional amenities and more group spaces. Tickets are on sale now. Visit Cubs.com/bleachers to buy tickets and learn more about the new available spaces and concessions. And we look forward to getting back home tomorrow night. As I would say, the first place Dodgers, but in air quotes, because they're only a half a game up on the Giants, as Arrieta just booted an easy one. Buxton is aboard.
Maybe a function of Buxton's speed. Got Arrieta peaking a little bit. We'll see. It looked like a very routine little two-hopper back there.
So that is an error.
So now the pitcher Arrieta has to pick up the fielder Arrieta, much like you would with a guy playing behind you after an error.
Now the Dodgers go into their game tonight against the Giants. 2-9 versus San Francisco this season. And their National League West lead down to just a half a game. So the Giants win that one tonight. The Dodgers would come to Wrigley tomorrow as a second place club. They've been in first for all but I think 9 or 10 days.
Well, Giants threatening to sweep that weekend series in LA.
They love LA. The 1-0 to Dozier is outside. Here's the West.
Lincecum and Anderson pitching that ball game today.
Diamondbacks just kind of hanging around. The Padres recently made a managerial change.
Yeah, Diamondbacks have been a good story. Hanging in there.
They made a trade yesterday.
Yeah, I saw that.
With Atlanta. Traded a pitcher, their first-round pick last year, and Bronson Arroyo shedding a little payroll. Got infielder Phil Gosselin in return. You know how to pronounce it? Touki Toussaint?
It looks like Touki Toussaint.
Yes. We'll go with that. 19 years old.
Yeah, this sounds like a guy should be blowing a horn down in New Orleans instead of pitching in Atlanta.
Arroyo coming back from Tommy John surgery. Gosselin on the DL. He's got a fractured thumb. That is a strike, and let's check out the National League Central standings, brought to you by the Bob LaCourcio Auto Group. Cardinals having their way this weekend with the Phillies. Cubs will be in St. Louis next weekend. Pirates down big, as we mentioned, and the Phillies leading St. Louis 5-1 in the bottom of the 6th inning in Philadelphia. 12-4 and 10-1 in the first 2 games of that set. And let's see, today, Adam Morgan making his major league debut against Michael Wacha. That ball in the air to left as Buxton had headed towards second with the pitch, and now is back to first. 2 outs in the inning. Now Rosario. Yeah, left-hander Adam Morgan, major league debut today. He's in for the injured Jerome Williams for the Phillies. Morgan at AAA, 13 starts, 0-6 with a .474, and he has outpitched Michael Wacha today at the big league level. So there you go.
Yeah, there you go. More evidence, more proof as to why you should not wager on this game.
Rosario bounced into a 4.63 in the first. Buxton takes off. Here's the throw. Not a good one by Montero. And it gets by, and Buxton to third. So without a hit, he's 90 feet away. There are 2 outs, but he reached on the error, stole second, first of his career, and then moved to third on the throwing error.
E1, E2 with a stolen base. And Montero just apparently didn't have the handle on that ball. Almost spiked it. Almost hit Arrieta with it.
Really our first chance to see Buxton run the bases. He's fast. The 1-0 pitch. Fly ball center field. This should get Arrieta out of it. A 2-error bottom of the third, but no runs allowed. It's 1-0 Cubs.
Some of us see camping as one of life's greatest pleasures. From fishing to sleeping under the stars to hiking or even cooking outside. Using quality equipment makes sure every moment will be memorable and fun. At Blaine's Farm and Fleet, we understand. That's why we offer a huge selection of camping gear from top brands like Sun Dolphin, Camp Chef, Igloo, Buck Knives, Coleman, Frog Togs, Leatherman, and more. So make the great outdoors even more enjoyable with genuine value you can depend on from Blaine's Farm and Fleet.
This is real buttermilk. And when you mix it with flour, it makes real biscuit dough, which is where real biscuits come from. This is made from scratch.
The Mile High Bacon, Egg, and Cheese Biscuit with thick-cut Applewood smoked bacon pieces. Only at Hardee's.
It was a fluke medical accident. I'm a virgin, and now a pregnant virgin.
A pregnant virgin?
I'm all about embracing change.
I believe in you almost as much as I believe in myself.
Everything has changed for you.
You're in this together. I love you.
Hey, come on, last cookie. I'm pregnant over here.
Jane the Virgin.
Monday at 8 on the Quad Cities CW.
3 LA ladies could not get a date until a day came that would alter their fate.
They're looking at us. In LA, they look past us.
They crashed in a place unlike any they'd been, where age doesn't matter and who cares if you're thin.
In Cleveland, everybody seems to think they can pull off wearing shorts.
Yes, Cleveland had all that these women could seek, and there you will find them 5 nights a week.
I get disgusting gestures 10 times a day. It is fantastic.
Not in Cleveland.
A full hour, weekdays at 4 on the Quad Cities CW.
Cubs 1, Twins nothing. As we play the 4th inning. Gibson to Denorfia. Chris with a sac bunt in the 2nd. Mariners have a new hitting coach. You may recognize the name, Edgar Martinez. Replacing Howard Johnson, who's reassigned to the minors. 18 years, all with Seattle. .312 career batting average for Edgar. Called strike 3. So Denorfia retired, and let's take a look at the Dunkin' Donuts fan cam on a beautiful day here in Minneapolis. Remember, America runs on Dunkin'. Cub fan invasion here in the Twin Cities this weekend.
Man, didn't have to work hard to find those shots of the Cub fans.
No.
A ton of them here.
Schwarber could not get the high cheese. And it's 0-1. Our crew works very hard. You're just saying they didn't have to in that particular case. We want to make that very, very clear.
Oh, yeah, they work real hard. They're going to pound away upstairs on Schwarber now, given the at-bats yesterday.
I got to ask you a question. So the Mariners have the worst batting average in the majors, near the bottom in runs scored. Do you think a hitting coach change can make a big difference?
No.
Okay, 2-1 the count.
This can make a small difference. And that's going to challenge that old adage, right? Those who can do and those who can't teach. Edgar certainly could. We'll find out if he can teach, but no, that's not going to make a huge difference.
Wow. I have to parse that 2-sentence bit of brilliance. That was great. I think I got you. Yeah. Can and
those who can do.
Right.
Those who can't teach.
Right. Okay. And he could.
He could, so we don't know if he can teach.
Got it. MLB.TV Premium is #1 for streaming live sports. Watch every out-of-market game live or on demand in true HD on over 400 mobile and connected devices. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.TV for details.
But I will say this, if there was a hitter who would profile, a great hitter who would profile as a great hitting instructor, Edgar Martinez, because he was so thoughtful and worked so hard at it, he would be a guy you would think.
That guy was a pretty good hitter. Paul Molitor, a Hall of Famer as a player. 3,319 career hits over 21 seasons, 1978 to 98. Finished up as a Twin. Most of it was with Milwaukee, and some of it with Toronto.
He was drafted out of high school by the Cardinals in the 28th round. Didn't sign. Went to the University of Minnesota. First round pick by the Brewers.
2-2 on Addison Russell.
On the homestand, somebody hit a ball. I don't know if it was in BP or during the game. I don't recall, but I was talking to Chris Bosio about it. It was down the left field line. It was a right-handed hitter, hit a ball down the left field line with slice spin, which is like you just never see that. And Bosio said Edgar Martinez used to work on trying to do that. Just some insight into Edgar. I mean, I'm not sure how he worked on trying to do that, but he apparently did.
Because he could.
Because he could. Yeah, because he'd figured everything else out. Let's see if I can do this. I mean, you got to really stay inside the ball to do that.
Ball 4. He walked him. Third walk, second of the unintentional variety surrendered by Gibson. Well, if you're wearing a Tiger uniform and you have the last name Martinez on the back, it's been a good day for you. Victor Martinez homered in the top of the first in New York. So did J.D. Martinez. So did J.D. Martinez in the 5th. So did J.D. Martinez in the 6th with Victor Martinez on base. So J.D. has 3 today. And they lead 12-2 in the 7th.
And they've combined to drive in 10 of the 12 runs. Tanaka gave it up. And then a fellow by the name of Barawa. Not familiar with him. Danny Barawa in relief. Allowed 4 runs in 2/3 of an inning. So if you had Danny Barawa on your fantasy club, you're in trouble.
That feels like the kind of day about 6 Yankee pitchers will work and they'll all give up runs. We just have days like that. Two 2-0 on Fowler. 2-out walk to Russell to keep the inning alive. We've mentioned it before. The Cubs have played all kinds of close games. 33 of their 66. Half their games decided by 1 or 2. 35 of their 66. So that's more than half. Either 1 or 2 run games or games that have gone to extra innings like yesterday, but decided by more than 2. The Twins have had 36 of 68. That's over half decided by 1 or 2. So what does that mean? That neither of the first 2 games decided by 1 or 2, of course. 7-2 and 4-1.
So the odds are this one will be.
According to what has occurred to this point this season, yes. Good lead by Russell as he has to dive back.
Yeah, base stealing hasn't been one of his strengths so far. He's 1 out of 4. I think the longer he's in the league and the more comfortable he gets. Remember when he first came up, he was taking those huge leads. Let's tighten that up a little bit.
Slide step in the pitch and a swing and a miss.
That slide step changeup can be a very effective weapon. Kind of jump at the hitter and then come with 84 as opposed to 93.
A little closer that time.
Quick feet by Gibson.
Almost got by Mauer, and he took a long look at his manager, so they may go to the video just to see if he did tag him. Ooh, then that might be close. Nope. No challenge by Paul Molitor.
Well, man on first, 2 outs in the inning, 2 strikes on the hitter. He probably feels like it's not worth it, because if he challenges and he's wrong, he loses his challenge.
Foul tip, strike 3 to end the inning. Russell stranded. Cubs lead in the 4th, 1-0.
New perspectives lead to new perceptions, like the one you get behind the wheel of the all-new Chrysler 200. With its unrivaled craftsmanship and superior fuel efficiency, you won't look at sedans the same way again. One drive and you'll discover why the Chrysler 200's popularity is growing faster than any sedan in its segment. Join us now during the Chrysler Drive and Discover event.
Right now, get $3,000 combined cash allowance, plus an additional $500 bonus cash on the 2015 Chrysler 200.
Here's something new. Announcing the Sign and Ride event at your local Ford stores, where you pay $0 down, $0 due at signing, and $0 first month's payment on select new Ford models. It's never been easier to get into America's best-selling brand. So come get behind the wheel of the capable Explorer or the smart and innovative Escape. Now during the Sign and Ride event, lease an Explorer or Escape with $0 down, $0 due at signing, and $0 first month's payment. Hurry to the Sign and Ride event, only at your local Ford stores.
My name is Ashley Steinbeck. I'm a medical assisting graduate from Kaplan University. Kaplan actually helped make going to college possible. They offered different scheduling. The accelerated program was very nice. It took me 18 months to complete. They made it stress-free, so it was very easy to decide. A lot of my instructors were very helpful. Instead of just showing me, they let me do it all hands-on.
The Kaplan graduates are very knowledgeable. They understand what it is to work out in the public. It was an easy decision to hire Ashley.
Having that degree, I know that I will have a great future.
Kaplan University's medical assisting degree is accredited by KHEB. It provides the skills you need to work in a doctor's office or other medical facility, and it allows you to prepare to become a certified medical assistant. To learn more, visit exploreku.com.
Is brought to you by DeVry University. Different on purpose.
Oh, yeah, that's good stuff.
Strike called as we're underway here in the 4th.
I don't know if I've ever seen anybody chew cotton candy quite like that. It's usually just a dissolving kind of action.
Great point. I don't know. I'm trying to remember the last time I had cotton candy. I even used a chewing method. There's probably no wrong way to do it. Mauer with an opposite field double. His first time up. And he rolls one to the shortstop, Castro.
Yeah, it looks like Mauer's really focusing on going the other way, middle of the diamond. He's always been able to hit the ball the other way and drive the ball the other way. And you see that with a lot of good hitters who have not been at their best for a while. They'll really focus on trying to stay inside the ball and make sure they don't pull off. And then once they get into a little bit of a rhythm, they'll start to look to pull a little bit more.
Plouffe went after the high pitch, couldn't get it.
When he does something good here, they say, Plouffe, there it is. It's kind of a thing.
You're going to empty the
we're not when are we going to see Plouffe again?
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, they had a Boof Bonzer. They had a Boof and a Plouffe.
Boof and a Plouffe.
I don't think at the same time, but
I think they had Phil Roof at one time. This is kind of fun. Today, we wish happy birthday to Rick Sutcliffe.
Happy birthday, Sut.
And also on the baseball birthday list, a fellow who played sparingly in 1929. His name was Red Barron. So 2 Red Barons in baseball sharing this birthday.
You've got one coming up, right? A couple of days?
Yeah, I do.
Denorfia catches 2 outs.
On Friday, September 11th, the Zach Brown Band is coming back to Wrigley. It's the Jekyll and Hyde Tour. Tickets are on sale now at Cubs.com/Zach Brown Band. These guys have won 3 Grammys. That should be a lot of fun. Again, tickets available at Cubs.com/Zach Brown Band.
Torrey Hunter, 5-time All-Star. Silver Slugger winner twice. 9 consecutive Gold Gloves, 01 to 09. They're on the twilight of his career. And back where it all started. He was a first-round pick of the Twins 1993 when he was just 17 years old. He's now 39. He'll turn 40 next month.
Yeah, Torrey Hunter obviously has been around a long time. He's had a lot of success in the game, and I think they brought him back, one, because he can still play a little bit, too, just to have that veteran presence in the clubhouse, you know, especially with a kid like Buxton coming up.
And he just gets that one over Addison Russell. That's their first hit since the Mauer double in the first inning. Good effort by Russell.
Great effort. Just a little bit shy. Hunter used to be a base stealing threat. Not anymore.
Nunez line to center his first time. Came in at 306. In the dirt, ball 1. Ooh. 88 on the slider. You think it was too high?
I think it was a pitch you don't anticipate getting called if you're a pitcher. It may have found the strike zone. The batting average against Jake is significantly higher this year when he's working from the stretch.
Castro will underhand to Russell. That will end the inning. In the 5th, Rizzo, Bryant, and Montero. 1-0.
Some of us see camping as one of life's greatest pleasures. From fishing to sleeping under the stars to hiking or even cooking outside. Using quality equipment makes sure every moment will be memorable and fun. At Blaine's Farm and Fleet, we understand. That's why we offer a huge selection of camping gear from top brands like Sundolphin, Camp Chef, Igloo, Buck Knives, Coleman, Frog Togs, Leatherman, and more. So make the great outdoors even more enjoyable with genuine value you can depend on from Blaine's Farm and Fleet.
Life is a journey that often goes in directions we don't expect, but every journey happens one step at a time. Black Hawk College can help make your journey more successful with more than 140 certificate, career, and transfer options to choose from. Whether your next step is learning new skills, changing careers, or working towards a bachelor's degree, Black Hawk has the program that's right for you.
Take the next step in your journey.
Registration for summer and fall classes is going on now.
Call our advisors today or visit us online to get started. Black Hawk College was my next step. Make it yours.
This fall,
Josh Chan?
a new CW series.
Josh!
That's not about Josh.
Dude, we should hang out. I haven't seen Josh yet.
What's the deal with you and Josh? It's not about looking for Josh.
You know where he went, though? Because I'd love to,
It's not about obsessing over Josh.
You are obsessed with him.
It's definitely not about moving cross-country for Josh.
I did not move here because of Josh, because that would be crazy, and I am not crazy.
Crazy Ex-Girlfriend.
Series premiere this fall on the Quad Cities CW.
Name something you might like about living life as a woman.
Have my own breasts.
Find a whole new reality here on The Feud.
Weeknights at 6 on the Quad Cities CW.
Seinfeld.
Weeknights at 10 on the Quad Cities CW. The Simpsons. Weekdays at 5 on the Quad Cities CW.
Watch Chicago's #1 news, ABC 7 Eyewitness News. Weeknights at 10 with Ron Majors, Kathy Brock, Cheryl Burton, Jerry Taft, and Mark Giangreco. Cubs trying to add to their lead as Anthony Rizzo swings at the first pitch and bounds it foul. 1-0, 5th inning. Drilled deep center. Buxton will watch. It's gone. Perfectly placed just to the left of that high wall, right over the 403 marker.
Have a day, big fella. Single walk and score. And now a home run to lead off the 5th. He is back in a groove. Let's take a look at the Toyota home run cam. Change up, tried to trick him, didn't work. Stayed through it. Look at the legs. Go down and get that ball and deliver it. That's number 15 for the big guy.
What a weekend he's had. So let's see, that's 6 hits in the series, 3 home runs. He has scored 5 times.
Yeah, there's been some hard outs too. I saw him stay on that ball, hit that line drive to left center, first time up. He's gone that direction 3 or 4 times in this series.
1-2. A little bit to the right. That ball would have banged off the higher wall and probably would have been a double.
Which would have been just fine, but this is a heck of a lot better.
I agree.
Get back into the dugout on a hot day.
Yeah, it's not always how far.
Cold glass of water.
It's where.
Yeah.
It's the great thing about baseballs. Every park has its unique characteristics. See Arakinski saying that's a good job, Riz. See, if you'd hit it a little if you pulled it a little too much, it would only been 2, not 4 bases. Bryant strikes out. That's 6 now for Gibson.
My selection for connections not working out so well so far today.
Is that what we're calling it? Connection selection. Someone said the Cub to club.
Cub to club.
No, we wouldn't want to do that because if we picked a pitcher, we wouldn't want that Cub to be club.
Yeah.
So
could be the batter that matters.
I'll leave a note for Hawk.
Yeah.
Tell him to send us a note. What do you got for us? Can't be pick to click.
No, that's taken. That would be plagiarism. Got away with enough of that in college. I don't want to start doing it now.
Two and nothing to Miguel Montero. Leads National League catchers in slugging percentage, 4th and on base. Discussed it the other day. Very deserving of all-star consideration as he grounds out to Dozier. Castro with an infield hit and the go-ahead sac fly in the 3rd to knock in his 35th run of the year. So we mentioned Gibson pitched at the University of Missouri. Began his college career as a reliever. That's rolled towards center. And simply slowed down by Dozier. Castro has his second hit.
Yeah, they play their shortstop Escobar in the hole for Castro, who does pull a lot of balls in that direction. So he has a little room up the middle to operate with. Dozier had the best chance of making a play on that ball. He wasn't going to throw Castro out from out there, but left his feet anyway just to try to knock it down.
Here's Coughlin, 1 for 2. So when he started his college career, Gibson pitched in relief. Aaron Crow was the Missouri ace at that time. Eventually, Gibson joined the rotation. 2009 became their #1 after Crow left. Crow, by the way, went number 9 overall in the 08 draft to Washington, but was unable to come to terms on a contract, so he pitched in indie ball, then went 12th overall in 09, 10 spots ahead of Gibson, who went number 22 to the Twins. Bunted by Coughlin. He was trying to bunt for a hit there with 2 outs and didn't happen. But Anthony Rizzo led off the inning with a line shot homer to center, and it's 2-0 Cubs.
Nursing career to the next level. Visit upgrade.kaplan.edu.
New perspectives lead to new perceptions, like the one you get behind the wheel of the all-new Chrysler 200. With its unrivaled craftsmanship and superior fuel efficiency, you won't look at sedans the same way again. One drive and you'll discover why the Chrysler 200's popularity is growing faster than any sedan in its segment. Join us now during the Chrysler Drive and Discover event.
Right now, get $3,000 combined cash allowance, plus an additional $500 bonus cash on the 2015 Chrysler 200.
3 LA ladies could not get a date until a day came that would alter their fate.
They're looking at us. In LA, they look past us.
They crashed in a place unlike any they've been, where age doesn't matter and who cares if you're thin.
In Cleveland, everybody seems to think they can pull off wearing shorts.
Yes, Cleveland had all that these women could seek, and there you will find them 5 nights a week.
I get disgusting gestures 10 times a day. It is fantastic.
Hot in Cleveland.
A full hour, weekdays at 4 on the Quad Cities CW.
2-0 Cubs as Arrieta will work here in the 5th. Strike called on the catcher Herman. Off the outside. Command has been good today for Arrieta, who walked a half dozen in his last start at Cleveland. All right, here I got which should bode well, a good stat. Ready?
Okay.
Jake is 6-5 in his 5 losses. The Cubs have scored 0 runs while he's been in the game. So because they're on the board today,
good things should happen for
that
him.
Should bode well. Making his target field debut, and the 2-2 fouled right at the plate.
This is a good park to pitch in. Pretty big out there in center field. You can work the middle of the diamond, you know, get a hitter's count, throw a fastball up and away a little bit. Let them take a good whack at it, and hopefully it stays in the ballpark. Certainly against a lot of the guys in this Twins lineup. There are a couple guys you got to be a little more cautious with, but they don't hit a bunch of home runs.
Swing and a miss. For strike 3. Got 2 strikeouts, both against Herman. Time now for the out-of-town scoreboard. It's brought to you by Jeep. 2 teams ahead of the Cubs in the division are both trailing by a lot. Pirates down 9-0 in Washington. Cardinals 9-1 trailers at Philadelphia in the 8th.
It's probably been a while since the Pirates have lost a series. Well, I looked just a couple of days ago. They had won 20 out of 25 or something like that. They've been on quite a roll. Dropped 2 out of 3 to the Brewers June 8th through 10th. Did the Buccos. Yeah, a little backdoor cutter. Yeah. Arrieta working with a purpose here. Up tempo on the attack. Take a look at our Xfinity pitch tracks as that one works its way back to the outside corner.
97 for strike 3.
This Thursday, it's the finale of a 4-game set with the Dodgers. First pitch is at 1:20. Come see Paddington and Clark. That's a couple of Bears. Celebrate Paddington's birthday. The first 10,000 fans will receive a coupon good at local retailers for $2 off a Paddington Blu-ray combo pack. To purchase tickets for the game, visit Cubs.com. Yeah, a little paint. A dot in the outside corner. He's on a roll now.
One and one. Cubs are 18-17 on the road, 18-13 at Wrigley Field, trying to even their interleague mark at 5-5. To Norfia, no play.
Cubs got 7 shutout innings from Tsuyoshi Wada to start the road trip. Jason Hamill had his start interrupted by rain, so he only went 4 innings. Kyle Hendricks scuffled here Friday night. John Lester, outstanding work yesterday, and now Arrieta following that one up with a dandy here this afternoon so far.
Called strike 3. Oh, a dominating Jake Arrieta in the 5th. Herman, Escobar, Buxton.
3 LA ladies could not get a date until a day came that would alter their fate.
They're looking at us. In LA, they look past us.
They crashed in a place unlike any they've been, where age doesn't matter and who cares if you're thin.
In Cleveland, everybody seems to think they can pull off wearing shorts.
Yes, Cleveland had all that these women could seek, and there you will find them 5 nights a week.
I get disgusting gestures 10 times a day. It is fantastic.
In Cleveland.
A full hour, weekdays at 4 on the Quad Cities CW.
What's more American than a cheeseburger? This cheeseburger, loaded with a hot dog and potato chips. In the hands of all-American model Samantha Hoops. In a hot tub. In a pickup truck, driven by an American bull rider. On an aircraft carrier. Under the gaze of Lady Liberty. As she admires the most American thick burger with a split hot dog and kettle-cooked potato chips on a fresh-baked bun. New at Hardee's.
I'm attorney Tim Semmelroth of RSH Legal. Our firm is now fighting for people who need Social Security disability benefits. Statistics show that people represented by attorneys are more successful in getting benefits than those who try to go it alone. Get step-by-step guidance in your Social Security disability claim. Call 1-800-67-FAIRNESS or visit fightingforfairness.com. RSH Legal. Fighting for fairness.
I used to have ambition.
That whole whatever vibe. I mean, what's with that?
I used to be passionate, inspired, alive.
You're not dead, you're undead. Big difference.
Now I'm a zombie.
I'm hungry. Are you hungry?
Try to keep the faith alive. Better?
Much.
iZombie. Tuesday at 8 on the Quad Cities CW.